everyone. So your other assignment of the week is completing this balancing chemical equations lab. And like I said, this will be due on March 26th in addition to homework 8.1. So go ahead and you'll answer these first couple questions here, right? Which one's the coefficient, which one's the subscript, what elements represented by the letter H, right? We know that's hydrogen, and then how many of those hydrogens do you have? This essentially just tells you kind of how to balance it. I'm going to work through how you can do that. I'm going to point out this page, this analysis results page, because people always forget to do this page. So this page you should do at the very, very end. So after you've done all the balancing and all that other stuff, come back and do this page. Don't forget. I'm going to say it a bunch of times, but don't forget to do this page, okay? You may know the answers to this after watching the chapter 8 slides anyways, but don't forget to do that. So this is what the video is really for, is I'm going to show you how to do this data table. So I'm going to do the first one kind of for you, and then you'll be responsible for doing the rest of the data table. So let me switch over to black here. Here we go. So this is our chemical equation, right? All of these under here. And so our reactants, we have hydrogen and we have oxygen. And so on the reactant side, and remember, let's see if I can make this skinnier. The reactant side are always the stuff on the left-hand side, and the products are always on the right-hand side of the reaction. So the reactants, it says number of each element. So hydrogen, right, we have 2 hydrogens. And for our oxygen, we have 2 oxygens. So that is for the reactant side. And we're going to do the same thing for the product side. We're going to do hydrogen and oxygen. So we have 2 hydrogens. And we have an imaginary 1 here. So we only have 1 oxygen. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to go through and balance the equation. So if you have a whiteboard at home or just a piece of scratch paper, anything like that, I would go through and balance them on a different piece of paper. This whole thing is essentially your report sheet. This is what you're turning in to me to prove that you did some work balancing. So you do need to show all of these things for the reactants and the products, right, before and after, but you don't have to include all of the other work. So if we were to think about this, right, here's our equation. So H2 plus O2 gives us H2O. Okay, and so again, we have 2 hydrogens, 2 oxygens, and then 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. So the way that we're going to balance that, right now our oxygens aren't balanced, so we're going to put a number in the front here to get multiplied by the invisible 1 that's down here, so that it equals the 2 oxygens we have on the other side. So we're going to put a 2 here. And when we put a 2 there, now we have 2 oxygens just like we want, but we have 4 hydrogens on this side now. And we only have 2 on the other side. So what we're going to do then is put something out front here that gets multiplied by the 2 to equal 4 like we have on the other side. So that means a 2 will go there. So that we have 4 hydrogens on each side and 2 oxygens on each side. So then, once it's all balanced, we can write, okay, I have hydrogens and oxygens, okay? And then, I'm going to write how many we ended up with. So we have 4 hydrogens and 2 oxygens and 4 hydrogens and 2 oxygens. So for these should all be the same, right? That's like proving that you actually went through and balanced this chemical equation. If they're different still, that means you're not balanced and you need to keep working. And so then once you've got it all balanced, you're going to write your balanced equation here. So 2H2 plus O2 gives us 2H2O. So there you go. So now you're going to do that for all of the rest of these problems here. Okay. So that's what you're responsible for. So at the end of, March 26th, you need to submit this whole lab packet, right? All 3 of these pages and homework 8.1. Please let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, otherwise, good luck with the practicing. I was going to tell you, there are two that are particularly hard. This one is hard, and so is this one. I would do those last. And again, this one at the bottom, this is a combustion reaction again. So I would do carbon, and then I would do hydrogen, and then I would do oxygen last. And again, if you get stuck, right, erase everything you've done and double the hydrocarbon, right, that one in the front. Just my advice to you. Okay. I think that is it. Otherwise, like I said, send me any questions, and I'll talk to you guys soon.